a film like this, where people are going to scrutinize what you've done, it's essential that you go back and you're very rigorous about maintaining the laws and the rules of that world.
Well, one of the things we really wanted to protect is that if you saw the movie for the second time, that we were true to it and we were honest about it and we didn't just pull a fast one. So we had to establish rules about each scene and how Bruce would interact with people and situations and physical things. So we had these rules, and one of the rules was that if a ghost was mad or angry, it got cold. When we have the angry ghosts in Cole's apartment, you see the temperature start dropping, and that's sort of a foreshadowing of what's coming, and hopefully is building up a little suspense. And then we would see the cold breath. And that was only when a ghost was angry, because people have asked me, well, why don't we see breath when you see Bruce Willis's character? Well, it's because he's not angry, and he's trying to help the situation. He obviously doesn't know he's dead, which is another thing that Cole actually says. They don't know they're dead. He had to have on the same clothes the whole time. But that rule was that it wasn't necessarily the clothes he had on when he was shot. It was clothes that he had interacted with that evening. So he had his trench coat, he had the sweatshirt that he put on when it got cold, he had his muffler, he had his tie. So if you look at that, he's got the same shirt on the entire movie.
Another rule that exists in the film is that with enough effort, Bruce Willis's character can impact the physical world. So as Bruce's wife and her employee are about to embrace over the birthday gift, he kicks the door and smashes the door and walks away.
So when he's out in public, like he's in the restaurant, you look closely when he comes up to the table and he sits down with his wife, he doesn't move the chair. So in other words, if you're in the restaurant, you don't notice anything strange going on there. It's just a woman who seems to be kind of sad having dinner by herself.
One of the most interesting things, I think, about the rules is they relate to the style and the idea Knight had about making this film, which was that he was very true to each character's emotional point of view.
It's kind of saying, you know, I'm going to put you in the shoes of Malcolm Crowe, and at the end you're going to feel exactly what he felt. And so it's not a cheat. You're not feeling something different than the characters. You're feeling exactly what the character felt. Oh my God, I can't believe what I thought was true isn't true.
You should analyze the movie scene by scene in repeated viewings. You should look at every scene in the film, because there is some bit of art direction or wardrobing or propping that indicates, you know, the events to come.
We wanted to punctuate certain parts of the movie, so when you did see it again, that you would notice that there were little clues along the way, and one of them was with the color red.
We used the color red to indicate anything in the real world that has been tainted by the other world.
The woman who poisoned her child is wearing red. On the day that he gets locked in the dungeon, Cole is wearing red. The doorknob that Bruce can't seem to get open to get into his basement is red. And red is used specifically to connote really explosively emotional moments and situations.
Anytime there was red by mistake, I was like, get it out, get it out. It was fun to go through the movie and just sit there and go red, 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 red.
You can just go through beat by beat the movie and find these clues and layers, which are intriguing and fun. They were all there in the script, starting with Bruce's first time back in the house, from supposedly meeting Cole and, you know, seeing that isolated place setting.
In reference to the lock of white hair that everyone's like, what's that about? What's that all about? It's just one of those details that I put in when people that have had very, very traumatic experiences, you know, sometimes they lose pigment in their hair. You know, when you had a very bad accident or something, they wake up in the morning, they've lost pigment in their hair. It's a kind of a very cool, real phenomenon. And I thought, gosh, if anybody was going to lose pigment in their hair, it'd be these kids that have the sixth sense, because they turn around and there's somebody with their arm hanging off.
In that scene where Malcolm is talking to Cole in the hospital, Cole tells everything about Malcolm to the audience. They see dead people, they see them all the time, they don't know they're dead. And these shots, they're shots on Malcolm. Now, if you're really paying attention, you're going, oh, he's talking about him. And that's a clue that I actually thought we had overdone it. I actually thought we're giving too much away here. The audience is immediately going to get it because we're on Malcolm, and Cole is saying they don't know they're dead. Well, nobody gets it. So There are clues all the way along where you see that, you know, when he's sitting there in the living room with his mom, you think they were talking, but they weren't talking. He's just sitting there and she's waiting for him to come home. When you look at it, you'll see that it all still tracks and all makes sense and adds up to the ending.
I wanted to go, he's dead and here's what you missed. Boom, 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 boom. Now forget it, let's get back to the story.
In the editing, one of the elements that we added was a series of images from the film as he's discovering, as he's realizing it, it's flashing back for the audience as well.
It was something I mentioned to Andy. I said, what do you think about going back and showing them the moments that they missed right now? Because that is the fun of it, but I didn't want them to stop thinking about that. I want them to enjoy it and go, oh my God, and then stop, because we still have a story to finish.